Welcome back to the Barbecue Lab. I'm David.
And I'm Melissa.
And today we're going to share with you our favorite pancake recipe that we've been making for the last 10 years. It's a buttermilk pancake recipe, and they don't get better than this. So Melissa's been making this for our family for at least a decade now. It's become the kids' favorite. We make it whenever we have friends and family over, and we want to share it with you. So Melissa, tell me a little bit about this recipe.
It's really simple. It's using all ingredients that we already have on hand except for the buttermilk. We always have to be making sure that we go to the store to get the buttermilk, but everything else we already have on hand, and it never disappoints. It always works every single time.
So we don't usually keep buttermilk on hand here at the house, and whenever we buy it for this recipe, and we usually make about how many batches in our half gallon that we buy?
4 or 5 batches, maybe even more, that we can get out of a half gallon, and we usually just make pancakes until the buttermilk is gone. The griddle, which is usually what we make it on, we can cook so many at a time, and we can get through a whole batch really quick, so it just doesn't take a whole lot of extra time to do the whole half gallon's worth of buttermilk.
And we'll tell you in a little bit how we actually use those pancakes in the weeks and months to come to make breakfasts around the house easy, and how we make it so it's no fuss for the kids. So let's go ahead and get this pancake batter assembled. I'm going to bring the camera in here so you can see all of the ingredients together, but let's whip this batter up.
Okay, before we get started making the batter, we're going to get our griddle heated up. We're going to just light those burners and let that heat up to about a medium heat while we're making the batter. Putting this batter together is really simple. I'll just walk you through it step by step. First, we have 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 heaping teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a pinch of salt. I usually just do a couple shakes of the shaker. That's all for our dry ingredients. Now for our liquid ingredients, we have 1/4 cup of oil, 1 egg, and 1 1/4 cups of buttermilk. That's it. Now we'll just take the whisk and mix it together.
Hey, wanted to jump in here really quick and let you know that our holiday gift guide is out. We have 80 of the best outdoor cooking, grilling, and barbecue gifts for you to choose from to delight that griller or barbecuer in your life. I'll put the link down in the description, so head on over and check it out.
I could use this spout to pour the pancake batter directly on the griddle, and I have done that plenty, but I find that my sizes get kind of haphazard and not very uniform. So I picked this up for David for Father's Day, selfishly, because I kind of wanted it myself. And so once I'm done mixing my batter, I just use a rubber scraper and pour it all into this pancake dispenser. We'll leave a link in the description below of where you can pick that up on Amazon. We love it. So, funny thing, we started getting ready to cook our pancakes and the sun was just offensively in the line of sight. So we had to take a quick pause, but now we're back. The sun is gently setting in the background, and now we're ready to cook. So I'm going to just do a simple little stream of oil and kind of work that into the griddle surface so our pancakes don't stick and burn. And now I'm ready to squeeze my pancakes down.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and flip the pancakes over, and once you know your griddle, you can actually get to the point where you really have an idea of when they actually need turned. But we had a little mistake over here. This was tried to turn it too early, and when that happens, well, you just got to kind of roll with it, right? So that happens from time to time. But one of the things I want to point out is look how these things really puff up around here. You can see these are thick pancakes when they actually flip to the second side. And in the second side, they don't need a ton of time. One of the things I like about this is that you usually go probably 70% of the time on the first side, then 30% or so on the second side. And one of the things that we like to do is we like to make these so that they can be reheated in the toaster oven for any leftovers. So that's one of the things that we like to do, and I know that our kids love it, and it makes things easy. There we go. You can kind of tell that there's a little bit of release going on around the side here. It's not set up against the griddle like it was, and that usually tells me that these are ready to go. Looking nice. See here. And then our problem child. All right, let's see what we can do with this one. There we go. Save the day. All right, so these are probably ready. Let's go ahead and look at the second side. Yeah, looking nice and golden brown. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these, transfer them to a pan. And we usually let these rest on this pan and settle down in temperature if the kids will let them. Then to quote Marge Simpson, there's our special little guy. Our kids barely let these things cool before they get them. And like I said, we have our taste tester in Ethan who's ready to go. So Ethan, show us the inside of this pancake and what that thing looks like. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. These pancakes are absolutely delicious, and I love them. What do you think, Ethan? Is it any good? You're welcome to take a bite. Hey, since we're talking about Le Griddle in this recipe, I wanted to share with you that Le Griddle has recently moved all of their manufacturing here to the United States. So this is an American-made product. That's something that we really like about this. They even have a special code that you can use. It's BBQLAB, so BBQ Lab. And if you use that code at checkout, they've got a special gift for you, and I know that you're gonna love it. So head on over and check that out. If you're thinking about making a griddle purchase for an outdoor kitchen or a standalone unit that's of a real premium grade, use that BBQ Lab code and go check it out. So that's Melissa's pancake recipe. If you haven't got a recipe that you like to make that you can call your family recipe, give this one a try and you can claim it as your own. The whole thing is take this, play with it, add some sugar, take some sugar away, maybe add some vanilla, all types of different things you can do. But here's one of the secrets that Melissa does with these. We go ahead and take these pancakes, we'll make a triple, quadruple batch, and then we'll let them cool, put them in gallon-sized bags, and then those gallon-sized bags go in the freezer. And they make breakfast throughout the entire week just as a piece of cake for the kids. They come down, grab a couple of pancakes, throw them in the toaster, and these things are magic reheated. They love a little smear of Nutella on top, maybe a little bit of peanut butter on top, or even, standard with syrup. But these have made our school days so much easier in the morning by having pancakes that we'll put in the freezer. So give this one a try. Let me know how it goes for you down in the comments. Hopefully this is something that you make and you can try. If you're entertaining for the Christmas season, you've got family in town, mix up all the dry ingredients, mix up all the wet ingredients, store them in the fridge overnight, mix this the next morning, easy breakfast. So hopefully you enjoy this recipe. If you want to know more about the Le Griddle that we use in this recipe, check out the links in the description below. If you want the recipe or you want to scale the recipe in batches, go over to our website at thebarbecuelab.com and we'll have this recipe with our recipe scaler there that you can be able to increase or decrease the size of the recipe as you make it. So I'm David from the Barbecue Lab. Behind the camera is Melissa. You get to see her a second earlier. I want to say thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time.